With the technical assistance of the Soil Conservation Service, the department would stabilize banks where necessary and improve fish habitat. Another priority was the removal of junk and trash, which had accumulated in and along the creek for decades, especially at the Deadwood Municipal Dump, closed in 1981. $40,000 was allocated for major junk removal, and over 1,000 tons were hauled away to a landfill. Local volunteers walked other sections of the stream, picking up trash.
We found a lot of debris in the stream, a lot of old planks and such, a lot of litter that had been dumped from various trailer courts around the stream. Basically, the creek was in a mess. It needed a lot of work done on it. I think the Game Fish and Parks program, I think it's a very worthwhile project.
Seeking to assess Whitewood Creek's potential as a fishery, the state and Homestake each conducted biological assessments of Whitewood Creek above the mine's discharge, temporarily stunning fish with an electric charge to determine the size, weight, and number of fish in the stream.
Brook, 22. Whitewood Creek has been an established fishery above the discharge for a number of years, basically a brook trout population. I can remember personally fishing here 30 years ago as a child. As the water conditions get better downstream and the problems are taken care of, we feel that we can offer a real good fishing opportunity for the public in the future.
By 1982, Homestake obtained encouraging results for the reduction of the remaining pollutants in its effluent through a revolutionary, yet simple and cost-effective biological treatment process.
This required a tremendous amount of research and applied technology, not only through Homestake scientists, but through scientists throughout the world. This was developed here. The plant is the first of its kind in the world.
This is an attached growth bacterial treatment process.
A strain of bacteria developed by the company rotated through the wastewater on biological contactors. The organisms digested the cyanides in the wastewater, producing harmless byproducts. Heavy metals in the water stuck to the bacteria. The technological breakthrough had been made. Cleanup of Homestake's effluent was only a matter of time. The state of South Dakota granted Homestake an extension for meeting discharge standards, while a full-scale wastewater treatment plant was designed and built. In early 1983, site preparation was well underway. Though the Deadwood dump site was clear of debris, toxic residues in the soil were a potential threat to the stream during periods of high flow or runoff. To protect the bank from erosion, a concrete foundation was laid and cribbing installed, 2,500 6-foot concrete logs which were filled with boulders. Elsewhere in Deadwood, construction of a concrete retaining wall and riprapping protected other areas of the stream bank prone to erosion. Channelization of Whitewood Creek from the time of the gold rush had left few natural meanders of the stream in Deadwood. To improve the quality of the fish habitat, wing deflectors were constructed in the creek next to the rodeo grounds, where public access would be greatest. The triangular structures jut into the stream alternately from opposite banks, creating meanders in the creek without substantially altering its course. Behind the deflectors, deep pools, protected from the swift current, provide critical habitat for trout. For Whitewood Creek, 1984 was historic. Homestake's wastewater treatment plant rapidly neared completion early in the year. And by the spring, finishing touches on the stream improvement projects, including sodding and seeding, were completed. Whitewood Creek was ready for its final metamorphosis. Homestake's wastewater treatment plant, after final tests, began full-scale operation in August of 1984.
The volume of water that we treat is about 5.5 million gallons a day, or 4,000 gallons per minute. This full-scale plant consists of 48 rotating discs, each with in the neighborhood of 100,000 square feet of surface area, which gives us a tremendous volume of bacteria on the disc. The first problem was to isolate a bacteria, which we did find right here on homestake property, which could tolerate levels of cyanide. We took these bacteria and acclimated the bacteria, or got the bacteria used to higher and higher and higher levels of cyanide until they could live quite comfortably and digest quite well the levels of cyanide in the water.
The mine's effluent was discharged to Whitewood Creek for the first time ever, free of toxic levels of cyanide and metals. For Whitewood Creek, the effect was immediate. Within a month, biologists found wild brook trout, migrants from the upper reaches of Whitewood Creek, living in the formerly polluted stream. By 1985, brown and rainbow trout, as well as brook trout, were increasing dramatically. Fish were thriving where the stream had once been deadliest. The Department of Game, Fish, and Parks added Whitewood Creek to its regular stocking program.
The stream was charcoal gray in color. It was completely devoid of life. Whitewood Creek was dead. It's a genuine tribute to the efforts of all those who've been involved with this project that this stream today is alive and that we're able to stock it with fish.
A public and private investment of over $40 million. Years of planning, construction, and research were paying off.
It was an era of Wild Bill Hickok, Calamity Jane.
Homestake's patented treatment process received national recognition within the scientific community and attention from the media.
It was a great team effort, and we certainly are proud to be a part of.
Voracious bacteria eat waste, wrote Time magazine. Yet the true reward was in the stream itself. Fish had returned to Whitewood Creek, and by the summer of 1985, so had people. After more than 100 years, an industrial and domestic sewer was reborn. A clear mountain stream.